do people from the Netherlands live abroad in New York? How do they live and work in the city that never sleeps? That's the question to which this NLCLUB NYC podcast will give you the answers. Here are your hosts, Eric and Mark.
Today, without our big friend Eric, we have a very interesting guest that is here. So thank you so much for being here at the NLCLUB NYC. Guus, tell me, you have been multiple times in New York. What is it that you like in New York and about New York?
I think it's the vibe in the city is very good. And I'm a Dutch singer. I sing in Dutch. And 6-7 years ago, I played in the Royal Albert Hall. Afterwards, I play in Paris in the Theater Olympia. And then they said, what's next? And I said, the next stop must be New York. And it's a miracle that we found a place to play. And they let us in. And now we look forward to make a very special concert there.
Yeah. Before we talk about that, I'm super interested, Guus, in your career. You have been a singer for 25 years. I think you not only meant a lot to me, but also to a lot of people from my age, younger, older. How has the 25 years been for you? Because you started small and then all of a sudden you were on the radar in the Netherlands. Can you explain a little bit, like how was your journey during that 25 years?
I was studying law at university. And I entered a contest with my brother, and we won that contest. And then we immediately stopped with making music. And after 6 months, a music manager came up to us and he said, I like your song and I'd like to record it. And we said, okay. Then it came out in June 1995, and 5 weeks after that, it was #1. And it stayed in the billboards for more than 56 weeks. We thought we were a one-hit wonder, so we lived like that.
Yeah.
And we thought I have to go back to school, I go back to university and finish my study.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And I played for 5 years with the band, with my student band, and then I went solo. And after 3 years of trying and finding a new way, then finally I found my way, and then it was going up, and it's now for 27 years and still going strong.
27
Even
years.
stronger than in the beginning, because I know better what I like and what I can and what I do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I can see the development over the years. And a lot of people say that it is about finding your voice. Did you also have that? Or were you clear with yourself? I immediately knew what my identity was. No?
No, and that's why the first 5 years I went with the band, and then they saw us like a group of the guys who won't take very seriously the music and what we were doing. And in a way they were right. But then I had some voice problems and I had to stop singing for a month, I think 9 months. And then I realized that it was the thing I wanted to do, the thing I was good at. And then I started all over again with a more serious plan. And after that, we went to theaters, we went to bigger shows. And it's trial and error. You try something, you recognize this is for me, or you don't, or you say it isn't for me. So my English, wow. And then after 27 years, I can say I'm comfortable with what I'm doing now. And I know better what I'm good at and what I like and what I want to say and what I want to bring. And
And it's amazing because I recognize it over the time and you got like bigger and bigger. We're going to talk about New York a little bit later, but you went outside of the Netherlands. Can you tell where outside of the Netherlands people would say, hey, Guus Meeuwis, or that song is actually what we know?
Outside the Netherlands, only Belgium. Because the concert we did in Royal Albert Hall and we did in Paris was mostly a dream. And Dutch people followed us to London and followed us to Paris, and we did all the concert in Dutch, not an English song in it or a French song in it. And some of the songs are translated in German, but I think it's the career and the songs are most popular in my own country,
Yeah.
in your country.
We have a club of Dutchies, and of course, we love to have a home away from home here in the club. And then all of a sudden, we heard that you were supposed to perform in Webster Hall, but that was already 2 years ago. Can you tell what happened? Like, why is it 2 years later?
Yeah, what happened? We all know what happened.
Yeah.
But I was trying to celebrate my 25th anniversary as a recording artist. We planned to do New York. I had one dream, and it was a band T-shirt, a concert T-shirt with London, Paris, New York. So that was the inspiration of it. And we just did some phone calls to New York, and of course, first started in Madison Square. But they don't know who Guus
Wow.
Meeuwis is.
Wow.
They
Really?
don't
And
want
did
me
you?
there. But then a booker, the agent came with three venues. We chose the Webster Hall. It's a lot of history in Webster Hall, and it's performed there, so it was the main reason to go there. And it's 1,200 people, and so I said, let's give it a go. Let's see what's happened. And we sold it out in a day, I guess, 2 evenings. And that's a nice way to celebrate your anniversary. But then COVID came. We had to wait and wait and wait. And the last, I think in 2021, I thought it's not going to happen anymore. So I'm very happy that now in 2 weeks, I'm there with you in New York to play at the Webster Hall.
We have Johan from Mierlo actually reaching out on Facebook saying, looking forward to the show next week. And then he corrected himself because, no, of course, in 2 weeks, because it is 28 and 29th of
29th,
October,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And we also got a lot of questions before this show because a lot of people were like, oh, Guus, he's going to be on the stream. And what people also want to know is like, how does that work for you? Because normally you operate in the Netherlands and you do the shows there. How does it work for you to get everything, cross Atlantic? How many people do you bring? How does that work?
Whoa.
It's like,
We bring with crew and band and producers, management team, I think we bring 30 people, and we bring the guitars, but we rent the drum kit, and our sound engineers contact the sound engineers of Webster Hall, so they put the plan together, and I hope it's enough. And mostly it does, because they're all people who know well to handle that kind of problems. And the most important thing is that a lot of friends and family are coming with us, and we didn't force them. They did it vrijwilligdeesdag. Yes.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna make a party there with you people and with our own people. And we are starting rehearsal at Tuesday. We bring 12 people band, and
Wow.
we have some surprises, and we're gonna try to link New York to our music, and so we have some surprises in music and some surprises in people.
And you just talked about Madison Square Garden. I was there recently for another concert, but I felt so special because it was the place where Elvis was performing for many years. And I know you're an Elvis fan, right? You also loved Elvis. Yeah.
That's why I'm happy that Elvis did his first recording in 33 takes of Hound Dog in Webster Hall. I'm good.
Wow. In the meantime, there are even more people. We have in Dutch, Monique Allen, and said, I can be there in New York City at the 28th or 29th. Could it be possible to do another day on the 27th? I don't know if that is possible.
If we do a sound check on 27th, maybe, but I think we do the sound check on 28th. 27th is another band playing in Webster Hall.
So maybe Monique, if you get in touch with us, maybe we can work things out. Guus, about you and your show, because that's where we are really looking forward to. Can you tell a little bit, what does this show, because you already said like we're going to bring in some surprises. Is there something that you can tell or reveal a little bit what people can expect from you during the show? Because it was actually also a question we got.
Okay. Now, yeah, of course we do. We just finished a club show in a club tour in Holland. And the set list of the club tour are the main songs for what we are going to do in New York. But we're going to play a lot of hits, of course, hits for us, evergreens for you, of old memories for you. And I'm going to try to link the history of Webster Hall a little bit to our music, because music is universal, is from everyone. And the song of Ray Charles can be a song of Guus Meeuwis, because we all sing of the same subjects, mostly love and happiness, and sometimes a broken love. But I think we can link it together. And I think it's going to be a great mix, and it's going to be a special show. And it's not going to be, I don't think we can play this show in Holland. we can do it, but we wouldn't do it because I say it wrong. We're gonna play a show we never played in Holland.
Yeah.
Afterwards, maybe we're gonna do that because I think it's gonna link together very nice music.
Next to the fact that you're doing the show and that you're going to perform and do something that you normally don't see in the Netherlands. So that's already like super cool. We're also, of course, interested in what do you do around the concert? Where do you like to go in New York where you go, that's really a place I would recommend, or it's really where I want to be. It's really that gives me the city. Can you give some examples?
I'm coming with 3 kids and my wife, and we are in New York on Tuesday, and the rest of the gang and the band is coming on Thursday. So we have 2-3 days to see the city. Now, you have to recommend me something.
Yeah, definitely.
Even better.
The thing is, we in the Netherlands Club, we are currently trying to work on a list with all the recommendations of all the Dutchies that are all been over New York.
I think it's my 4th, 5th time in New York, and the kids is their 3rd time in New York. We see the big things. I think we like to see the real New York inside things now.
Yeah, and my recommendation was, before you said this, what is really nice is Hudson Yards. It's all like new, and Hudson Yards is famous from this honeybee kind of style. But in Hudson Yards, above the lookout, there's the Edge restaurant, and you can have dinner there while you overlook New York. But at the same time, you can also have a nice drink, and I think it will be a great place.
If someone knows a good guitar shop,
a guitar shop is also important. So if the people in the stream say, oh yeah, I know a good guitar shop. And I think that's a very good question also for us to go and look for you for the guitar shop.
And the wish of the kids was to see a game, a sports, basketball or baseball or something. But I don't think in that week there is anything going on.
I have a master that works planning. I think her name's Catherine, and she's also like the director of the club. And I think definitely that we can fix something here for you. And I also get a lot of people now giving tips here real time. We have Frans Bloem says, yes, there is a guitar shop in Bleecker Street. And Frans actually also been 50 years in New York City. So that's a Dutchie where we can learn a lot of things from. So thank you so much. He knows his way. Yeah, I think he's super enthusiastic also to.
It's Halloween, isn't it?
Yeah, Halloween is coming. It's exactly around that time. So there's also going to be a lot of events. Back to you in the concert, because there are not much tickets left. You're doing not 1, but you're doing 2 days. So it's more than I think originally was planned, right? It extended.
It always starts with 1, and then if it's going to be successful, then we do another one.
Yeah. What is your wish? When is the evening perfect for you in Webster Hall? What do you wish that how it's going to be the evening? How do you see it?
It sounds like a cliche. When after 2.5 hours of playing, and I see that everyone is become one energy, then I think we're good. And I hope that, and it's cliche as well, but you hope when you're performing that you can touch them in the heart, that you can make them smile, that you can make the people maybe even
happy.
Yeah, happy. You want every single emotion to be touched.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'm very impressed by our English, especially because normally you don't do this. So it's a lot to do this in front of the camera. And for us that are there more regularly.
If my English was good, I was writing in English, but I choose to write Dutch. And because when I talk English, I have to borrow sentences from English people or from English writers or from English movies to express what I want. And when I write in Dutch, I can write my own thoughts down.
And maybe you're super young still, right? So maybe you can still, and when we have in Webster Hall a big success, you can maybe one day we can see something.
I was with Frank Lammers in New York, and then we were one day in the Power Station studio where Springsteen recorded The River.
Wow!
But I had a cold then, so I couldn't sing or couldn't do anything, and so. Another wish for me is to record an album in the Power Station, or at least one song. I'll be back with my guitar.
Yeah, exactly. And when you will want to become a member of the club, because you don't need to be living in New York, then we can actually help you get there, because we have around 2,000 Dutchies who all have something. Like you have a beautiful gift for your voice and your entertainment, and we have other Dutchies that are great at other things, so you never know, right?
I'll bring a voucher. So I can
Yeah.
subscribe.
That's awesome. So I still get reactions here. Guus, you can tell your son your English fine. So that's really nice that Johan puts that in as well. Yeah, that brings us a little bit to the end. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in New York. I think a lot of us with us. Can you maybe, there's one question I forgot. Is there maybe something also new that you're going to do there? Is there maybe a new song that you perform?
Yes, there are new songs. There's one I was with Frank Lammers from Undercover.
Yeah.
Who was recognized all the time in America, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he really was. We went to New Jersey and we to look at the new music scene of New Jersey. That's the Southside Johnny and the Springsteen sound. And that was I got lots of inspiration of that trip. So one of the songs he wrote there is coming along. And yeah, maybe we got some other new things coming up.
We asked Stop for Stop. Would
Yeah,
that
Stop
be,
for Stop is the new one.
Yeah, you can see the Dutchies
But
here.
we bring some new songs with us as well.
So I need to be respectful to your time because you're a busy man. Thank you so much for making time and effort to talk to us.
Thank you.
for being there. We're definitely mobilize all the Dutchies in New York to come and see you.
Looking forward to see you.
And looking forward to see you as well. And and Johan says, niet vergeten Brabant, please. Even Brabant will be in New York.
Don't worry. We play
awesome.
Brabant everywhere in the world.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Guus. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again someday here in the podcast, if you're okay with that.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe afterwards. So you can evaluate it.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much, Guus. See you soon.